to Wild Journeys. We're doing something completely different today. And that means we're planting American chestnut seedlings that were sent to me here in Florida, where they normally don't grow. And basically the background here is this. 4 to 8 billion trees disappeared about 100 years ago throughout the Appalachian range. Is Appalachian? I heard it's Appalachian, but if you know the pronunciation there, please just write it. And you know, don't attack me too bad. I am from Miami, and so you know, I don't always get things. And so we're planting the American chestnut trees. I'm gonna first, because it's Florida, I'm gonna put these bare root chestnut seedlings. I'm gonna put them in pots. And because it's early April, I'm going to hope that I can keep them alive until the end of April, where I'm going to reintroduce them in North Carolina, in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And so I just thought maybe it'd be interesting to do something different. And this is the nerve center, by the way, of Wild Journeys. It's pretty organized. Okay. You weren't looking at my butt. No. Of course it had to rain. You're probably saying to yourself, Mark, what kind of ingredients are you using for this makeup? Where are you going to plant them? Tell us about how you're going to do this. And so here's the idea, okay? So American chestnut trees, these are about 12 to 18 inches long. They need a lot of good drainage. And so Lowe's didn't have everything I needed, but we're going to do a little experimenting. Peat moss. Got a lot of peat moss. And I've got some organic vermiculite. It's organic. Got some old topsoil, you know, gotta have topsoil. And I'm gonna mix all that up and create hopefully a base of soil in these old buckets here. And I'm going to also add a secret ingredient, beach sand. Largely that should help drain the buckets, the pots that these are going to be in. Now I got 3 of these buckets. Didn't buy the lids because, you know, it's just extra money. These are about $5 a piece. Here's the old recipient, and it says do it right. So I don't know if we're going to do this right, but again, the idea is to keep these things alive for about 3 weeks and do it in Florida. Luckily it's not in the middle of summer. It's still kind of cool sometimes. The rain is a cold front coming through, so we got a week of maybe mimicking some type of North Carolina environment. And we'll see how it works. But the first thing I got to do actually is drill some holes in these here buckets so we get the drainage. And so that's what we fixing to do right now. What do you think? Like 4? I think 4. 4 should do it. save a little time here. Do 2 at a time. What do you think? Uh-oh. Look at that. Oh, Nelly. That ain't good. Shoot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a mistake. Come on. How about them apples? Speaking of apples, what kind of apples do you like? I'm kind of like a green apple, only because I got diabetes and they're better for me. Nope, wrong way. Success. That went well. Three pots. So I think the idea here is we're going to add and mix a lot of this stuff. So peat moss it is. I think we put that in first. Never used peat moss really before. It's not heavy, but it's just kind of bulky. But here we go. Yeah! Got a knife. I'm going to use the old knife, open this up. No, nope. Huh? Looks very peaty. Now I figure these roots have to go in probably, I don't know, 8 inches or so. We got the drainage figured out, hopefully, and the peat moss should help everything grow once all this stuff is mixed in. And by the way, the beach sand, like I said, I mean, you go to the beach, the water ripples up on the beach, and then the water disappears pretty quick. I'm thinking the beach sand might be a pretty good answer. It's really a shame I had to buy beach sand, but like I don't know if there's really a choice for that. Anyway, so I'm going to dump some of this probably by hand. I don't think I've got any type of scoops here, so we're going to put this in first. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, that's just under like half, so I'm going to do the rest of these. Quite spongy. I don't know if you ever dealt with this peat moss before. I don't know why it's called peat moss. I guess it comes from peats. Maybe we'll find like a mammoth in here, like a mammoth bone. Maybe possible, or maybe like human remains, because you know they find a lot of stuff in peat bogs. Because I doubt it's named after a guy named Pete, but I don't know. It could be. A lot of famous guys like Pete. Well, they're named Pete. All right, so they're all about the same. Now, peat, as I understand, needs some water. I do have some water available, but I'm not going to put that in yet. Instead, we're going to open the Organics vermiculite. It's kind of like a dry substance, maybe a little like couscous. No real scent. You just dump that in. I'm going to use this bag, split it up 3 ways. Well, oh, maybe one of them we're going to test a little more than 3 ways. All right, I'm going to even that out. Just, you know, it's part of my disease. I just like to be obsessive compulsive, I guess. All right, now, beach sand. Square, so you think of pop off? Nope, it does this, and there's no safety seal, because I guess you can eat this stuff. Can't eat it. Now I'm going to put like that amount in there. That amount in there. That amount in there. Yep, we're doing pretty good. All right, so instead of using all of the beach sand, or the beach sand, we're going to use 1. I think that's enough. I'm going to keep that. They're handy. Those plastic things are quite handy. Now, topsoil is going to go in. So let's do that. Oh my God, jeez. Rip that open. Little organic topsoil. Yeah. Oh, Nellie. Who is Nellie? I never quite figured who Nellie was. But I mean, I'm sure there is. I mean, oh Nellie. All right, so about that much. Yep. All right, so these are mixed three ways. Whoa, whoa. A little more. A little more. All right, now the magic. Now the magic begins. I gotta mix this stuff. So I think we're gonna protect the expensive stuff. Gonna roll the old sleeves up. Whew. That beach sand wasn't salty like the beach. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to the beach in a while. But I remember it used to be very salty. Okay, you ever go to the beach and you just somehow like accidentally snort in some salt water and it gets up in your nose? It bothers you quite a bit. I don't know why I remember that when I was a kid going to the beach. Okay, so now we're going to mix with my hands. So, yep, we're mixing. We're going to turn this into a pretty neat peat. And yeah, we're mixing pretty good. Oh yeah. This looks like expensive stuff that you might buy at a garden center, but instead we're making it right here. All right, that's one. See the differences? So that's mixed. Now, if I can get all this mixed nicely, we're gonna have a real good time planting these trees. Now I'm gonna do one thing that, oh, what's this? It's a treasure. Okay, there's more of that peat. That looks pretty good. And the final one, here we go. I don't know, I think I'm doing an okay job. Like if you're a professional landscaper or like a nursery person, or maybe you just know what you're doing. Go ahead and let me know what you think down there in the comments. And if there's any desire on your part after watching me do this to like the channel, feel free. You can share this. Hey, look at this idiot I found on YouTube, because they let anybody do this, apparently. I do have skills, but I guess I don't really promote them much. Now, here's what we're going to do. I got these 3 buckets of prime soil. And I got here some agua. I'm just gonna kind of pre-dampen each one of these. Now we should see some leakage at the bottom, maybe. May have to water these a little bit more, but they're pretty much done. I'm not going to compress them too much. But the time has come. Whew. Let's figure out what we got here. So let's open up the chestnut trees. I don't know, 10. I guess that's how many are in there. So pop out the knife. Pretty exciting if you're me. You're probably not too excited. I mean, how many of you know that like 4 to 8 billion of these things existed on the east coast of the United States, and now they're gone, completely gone because of this blight that came from out of the country and killed 1 out of 4 trees in the Appalachian Mountains. I changed the Appalachian there. And now these are wild type seeds. Wild type seeds that were grown into these seedlings. They were sent to me in Florida. These things never grew here, and that's why I'm worried. I don't know if I can keep them alive for 3 weeks. What I intend to do, though, is when I get them up to North Carolina, I'm going to plant them right away, assuming I can keep these things green and alive and struggling for life. Because I'd really like to do my part in terms of restoring some of the natural habitat that had been here up until us explorers decided to get a cheaper type of chestnut from China and bring it here. Near the Bronx area, came through the zoo there, as I understand, and it swept through the mountains. And less than 100 years, maybe like 30 years, 40 years, all these trees were dead. Some of these chestnut trees grew the size of redwoods over on the West Coast. Redwoods, that's how big they were. People would make homes, like cabins, out of the stumps that were left. Most of the chestnuts were eaten. They were a big agricultural type of boon for that area. A lot of people in the mountains would collect them and sell them to places like New York City up there. And it was a big deal. Hogs would eat them, wildlife that was in the area, including all the stuff that is now extinct, like bears and cougars and wolves. A lot of them we've done some damage to. They would all somehow find a use for these things. Bears love to eat these things. Not so much cougars. I don't see many cougars hunting chestnuts, especially now since cougars aren't there and there's no chestnuts. But I've gone off at a tangent. So let's take a look at these things. Well, it's a big package. Here they are. Well, I'm excited. I gotta have some water. I'm not a Duck Dynasty fan. Never really was. But this cup is like my favorite. And so I just use it. So don't hate, don't judge. But it's a great cup for water. All right, here we go. You're excited. These are big. Holy smokes. Now, these, it's damp in here. So I suspect they were sprayed with something to keep them damp. And this is what we've got. Okay, let's discard that. Although it'll probably make a pretty good Halloween costume. So these are neat. There's 10 of these. I'm going to be very delicate with them because they use tap roots. This is an American Chestnut Tree. It's a seedling, and this is really bigger than 18 inches. So now I'm going to plant these puppies before they really dry out. This is exciting. Some of these are really big. There's those tap roots. I don't want to. I'm trying to keep the roots. They're very fragile. Keep them in one piece. 2. Oh, and they're kind of budding, which is kind of cool. 3. 4. 5, 6. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It ain't 10. I don't think I missed any in there. Maybe there are 10. I don't know. I have to take my calculator out. All right. So here we go. This is pretty neat. So we have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Now these are pretty cool. You know what, for a minute, come on over here and take a look, would you? I want to show you these up close on this white surface here. So here's the soil. I think the soil is going to be nice and deep for these things. And we've pre-moistened. And so like here are the roots of these American chestnut trees. It's really exciting for me to do this, maybe to help restore things a little bit. I don't want to let these roots dry out too much, but you can see in this big one here, there's actually buds. These are ready to grow. They've heated up. They think it's not winter anymore. And really in North Carolina, I suppose it's not winter anymore. Spring has probably come. I doubt there's many freezes to come up there. So these are really neat. We're going to do this by hand, largely because no reason to mess anything up. And I want to get these in soil while they're damp. So here's one. Put a couple maybe small ones in here. I think that's probably going to be the smartest thing. So let's get these 2, and maybe we'll even do 4 of these little ones. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. My worry was that somebody would open the door behind me and mess up my video. But that may not happen. Huh? I fed the dog. Yeah. That didn't happen. And, oh God, I'm thrown off now. Okay. And we're going to do one more here. So it'll be 3 in this one. Probably get 4, but let's see how things go with these first. All right, so these guys are in the soil. There's no air pockets. It's pretty good. I may have to add a little more soil. That's 3. Get another 4th one, just because it looks like these 2 big ones. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, we're going to add a little more soil when I'm done getting these in. Just want to get those roots out of the air. So this one's a big one. That one there's a big one. And definitely needs a lot of room. You can see these buckets are starting to drain now, which is excellent. This is really a nice one. So we're being real careful with these roots. Yep, that's good. Actually, I'm not happy with that. We're going to do this one over. root system. So I'm going to have to tuck that in really nice, smart way and protect these roots a little better, I think. There we go. And this little portion over here, root, is kind of exposed, but all right, another. And I'm just going to put this one in, I think, because it looks like it'll go pretty nice right next to this one. Just deep, deep roots. Man, I'm really impressed with these roots on these trees. Gosh, I hope some of these, hope all of them live. It's possible. I hope so. Because I got to take them out of here, and I've got to plant them up there. And I want to give these things the best shot I can give them before we get to North Carolina. Now, while I'm doing this, you may say to yourself, I need to change channel. Do that, because it doesn't get more exciting, I can tell you, than this on this video. But we're doing something good here. We're restoring a tree that gave life to so many critters. When these trees were destroyed, the entire environment changed in those mountains. Think about it. The water changed, the soils changed, the diet of all these incredible animals and wildlife changed, and they had to resort to hickory and oak nuts to survive. It's nuts. And so now we're going to do something good here. And I hope, boy, I really hope these things grow. All right, now, add a little more moss, because you really want to cover enough of these trees where the roots and the actual tree begin. You want to cover that up. So we're going to do that. A little more sphagnum moss. Old sphagnum moss. Which is, I guess, also peat moss. There we go. Not a grower, really. Just a guy trying to do a nice thing for the environment. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think we can restore maybe a tree if we can find a tree that is resistant to the blight. All right. Well, whew, it's heavy. We're done. We got 10 trees planted. And my hope is I can keep these alive for 3 weeks, get them to North Carolina, and hopefully document me planting them for you, and then maybe kind of allow you to watch as they get some leaves and they grow. It's kind of exciting. I'm pretty excited about this. They tell such an incredible story of America and how we used resources and how we used resources beyond the extent of those resources in terms of what they can supply for us. And with 350 million people in this country, there's still a lot of demand on the resources in this country. And so maybe this will help restore a canopy, restore a lot of things that have vanished from the landscape. So with that, thanks for watching. Hope this was at least a little bit of entertainicized enough for you. And So let's see how these things go. If you liked any of this nonsense, I personally would not. I would not like this channel. But if you feel bad for somebody like me, when you realize this is a large part of his life, and there's not much more excitement, feel free to like it, share it with some people that maybe feel bad for people like me. Old, really bad jokes, and like it. I'd appreciate that, and we'll be back soon. I'm still editing some national park video, and I intend to actually get all this on tape when we plant in North Carolina on Bull Creek. Thank you.